today because it is Veterans Day 2022, and joining us now, Tommy Lofton, the director of the Mississippi Armed Forces Museum. Tommy, always good to see you, good to be here.
Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you guys here at the state's official museum for military history.
It's so awesome, and the exhibit, we were just talking, of course, to Gold Star Mother Paula Carruth. The greatest thing is she's proud of it. She's pleased with it. And that's the test, right? I know.
I was most nervous about
I wasn't. I know because I saw it, and it's like all the other exhibits, it's exquisite.
Right.
And it was so well done, and you knew that as well. And I wanted her to say that and affirm it on the air here, and she did that. So congratulations to that. That exhibit is just fantastic and obviously most deserving as well.
Definitely. I mean, Casey is and was clearly larger than life, and we're just honored. You know, Miss Paula made the announcement that she wanted, and surprised us even, that she wanted to donate her daughter's artifacts when she was here back with you during Memorial Day, and that's been an honor and a privilege for us to get to this point and to this exhibit. And I think for myself and for a lot of our staff, this one has maybe a little bit of extra meaning because we're all around the same age as Casey. So we take passion in everything we do, every individual we deal with, especially those who have fallen in war. But there was something extra special about working with and for Casey in this exhibit. And I think it's really reflected well from the staff and what they put together with this exhibit. They did a beautiful job.
No doubt.
Mr. Cliff Leonard and his work with the bust, it's just beautiful.
It's incredible.
You know, we're thankful and excited too to have so many veterans coming in the museum. While you've been in here doing the broadcast, we've had quite a few come through the front door just to spend some time in I guess a friendly place and bring their families along and have a day of patriotism to celebrate not only their service, but those of their friends and maybe even their friends that didn't come home from whatever conflicts they served in. So
absolutely.
We've had quite a few come through today.
And a little group of school students as well.
At least one group has come through today, and we're obviously excited to have that. After COVID, it got a little quieter after with school groups visiting, so we're glad to see school buses pulling back up in the parking lot and teachers venturing here. And we've had a lot of first-time groups come through also from Jackson and north of Jackson, the northern part of the state, where we didn't really have a lot of that visitation in the past. We've had, I know, Christ Covenant from right there in Madison Ridgeland area. They came through, and then within a day or two of their last visit in May, they went ahead and booked for this year to come back to a field trip. So we're excited about having school groups here, especially today. I mean, you know, the students get to interact with veterans. They've gotten a chance to meet Miss Paula and hear her daughter's story and take pictures with her.
That's awesome.
It's been really a heartwarming day. How could you not love being an American today and being a patriotic Mississippian when you see all the men and women who've worn the uniform and we today to celebrate them and respect them, which we should do every day anyway, obviously, and I think we do as Mississippians, frankly.
And Paula said it best, I think, Tommy, when she talked about her daughter being exposed firsthand to, honestly, a different way and quality of life, one that we're not familiar with.
This is very true.
And when she reports back and says, you know, we don't know how good we got it here. Despite all of our troubles, all of our issues, all of our challenges, it's nothing compared to some of these other countries that don't respect human beings, human life the way we do. And in particular in some of those countries where she was deployed, their view on women, on females.
And, you know, I was thinking about this actually on the drive to work, just kind of reflecting on what this week has been like for us and the ceremonies yesterday with Casey's exhibit. And I think we need to take more time away from the TV, to get away from all the political commentary, the different things that want to divide us. I don't care who votes and how they vote, whatever else, as far as people I meet, friends, family, whatever. We need to spend more time reflecting on how we are able to vote the way that we vote or do what we do or where we decide to go to church or don't or whatever. I think we, as a society, take that for granted. I think Mississippi is great that I feel like we have a little bit more patriotism than a lot of other states.
I totally agree.
And I think it's something that, you know, we try to encourage as many people as possible come through here and understand why we live in the world today that we live in, and the things that, like you said, that we should appreciate that Casey recognized while she was overseas. It's because of the men and women who wear a uniform.
Yeah.
Forget, they're volunteer. There's not a draft.
Yeah, that's right.
Volunteer. People in this room right now volunteer to do what
point.
they do and put that uniform on. And we should be even more gracious and grateful than we are, in my opinion.
It's important that we pass on that to our up-and-coming youth as well.
Reflection is important. I don't know that we take enough time with cell phones and everything that we're jumping around in today to reflect.
Yeah.
And I think today's a great day to stop and do that. And this weekend, frankly, think about our veterans and reflect on what even our own family and friends have done for us. So.
Yeah. Yeah, totally true. So, anything new in the museum since we talked last?
Obviously, Casey's exhibit.
Right.
We put in a few
awesome.
new exhibits. Dr. Toxie Morris, we have an exhibit for him. He was a surgeon from the Hattiesburg area who served in Vietnam admirably, in my opinion, and frankly saved the lives of a lot of individuals who probably would not have lived without his careful hand as a surgeon. Came back here after his service in the Navy, became a doctor, a urologist here in town, and unfortunately we lost him just a few years ago, but his family was gracious enough in allowing us to have his artifacts. So they're on display now within the Vietnam exhibit. We've got a few other things scattered around the museum in World War II and other places since the last time you were here, and more good things to come. We're going to redo our Civil War exhibit here in the near future and put in some artifacts that we've recently received from Vicksburg and also from Anniston Army Depot, a few historic cannons and other things that we're going to have on display. And we've actually got, believe it or not, a few Union artifacts related to Mississippians who served in the Union.
How about that? Cool.
The Civil War. So a lot of new and exciting things to come. So we would love for people to continue to come visit. Just come on to Camp Shelby, stop at the Visitor Center at the South Gate. It's a free museum, open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4, and patriotic holidays like today. Come out and see us.
Tommy, it seems like the fact that we have so many exhibits, a museum full of exhibits, all featuring Mississippians who served in our armed forces, says a lot, again, about the patriotism of Mississippi and Mississippians and Mississippi's rich history in the armed forces.
And we don't want this to be a museum just full of dates and facts and figures, almost textbook style. What we try to do is have a balance, give you a little bit of background or understanding of what maybe this conflict or this war or the Jackson water crisis, whatever it is, what the situation is about, and then let's tell stories of the individuals from Mississippi who were there or who experienced this or maybe, again, gave their lives for our freedom. And so that was something that's something we take a lot of pride in. I know yesterday y'all actually talked about us, and the two museums do an excellent job. That's our good friends up there in Jackson. They do a great job educating the public and doing a great balance of not just the history but the people who lived through it and really made some great changes for our state too.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, how many do you have that come through annually? That's one question.
Right around 50,000 visitors a year, believe it or not.
Well, what do you hear? Just got to go back to the students. What do you hear from students? What kind of reaction do you get from them that have never been through this thing before, and they go through it and they gain this appreciation? Do you get feedback?
I do, and I think most of the staff, a lot of our people, when we do tours with these students, it's amazing to see their eyes open up. Not too long ago, I guess it was right before COVID, I did a couple of tours back to back and had students standing there in the Global War on Terror area and go, oh, so this is why my dad and mom haven't been around very much while I'm growing up. And it just sort of hit me like a sandbag or something. You could see it click.
It's amazing,
or to see families come through or young people come through and go, hey, my granddad was in Vietnam, whatever, and to see them first really start to understand not just pages in a book or photographs or something they see on TV, but to sort of stand in the presence of great people, great Mississippians. And we have some immersive element to our exhibits as well, so they can sort of engage in a sensory way that maybe they had not in the past. And it's our goal that they leave here changed, leave here with a better understanding or appreciation for what our men and women in uniform do every day.
I believe we have a Huey in here too, don't we?
We do. We have a Huey helicopter in
Vietnam
here.
era helicopter,
World War I trench system set up in here that people can go through. An artillery display and several other things in World War II area. It's kind of an exciting place. Plus, we have vehicles outside from World War II time period all the way through modern conflicts. I think the Abrams tank that we have outside is an experimental model Abrams, and it's serial number 4 off the production line.
Wow.
So, a lot of history here.
Well, Tommy, always good to talk to you. Congratulations on all the success of the museum, and we just encourage everybody to take some time and make a point to tour the museum and take in and witness firsthand the stories and the sacrifices of great Mississippians that served in our armed forces.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support too, and what you do for us within this state and for our museum.
I appreciate that, Tom. Thank you. Great day. It is a Veterans Day, and we are at the Mississippi Armed Forces Museum. We've been talking to Tommy Lofton. He is the director of the Armed Forces Museum.